Well, that's a perfect way to come back in, guys. We have returned for the second game of this best three between Team Secret and Team Liquid. And I don't know about you, Alan. I don't care about this draft. I'm disappointed. We almost had Matt as a stand-in for Secret. Oh.
It was close. We were in negotiations. I was about to push for Secret Cyborg Matt against Liquid Nahaz, but I think it's probably better we ended up this way.
Are you sure? Because there's a Gyro IO in the game. I'm not sure I agree with your statement.
Well, I mean, it's so... last game it was kind of a serious draft by Secret against the meme draft by Liquid. I mean, we got to turn things around here. And I'm not even saying, that Pudge was pretty good in the last game. I wanted to say GH, but it was mind control on the Pudge. But yeah, he looked pretty good.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure we're going to see support Invoker anytime soon, but
maybe support Morphling. That might. Hey, you never know. Secret might just be about to surprise us. Nisha roaming Morphling. Let's go.
Yeah, Morphling has actually looked terrible so far in this patch. His numbers are not good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. If there's any guy that can pull this hero off right now, though, it is Nisha. It's one of his signatures.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I don't think I've ever seen a guy as ballsy as him when it comes to like the morphing. When you watch him in the mid lane, just back and forth toggling, just the right numbers. He's so precise.
Well, he's also just he's just a very efficient player, and he exploits the mobility skills on any hero to their utmost. Very, very good when you're talking about playing that mid lane position, dipping back in the jungle, coming back for the waves, while still being aware of and protecting himself against the ganks. He's just a very, very talented young player, and I like his progression so far with Secret as a team. Now, it's got to be said, we were saying the same thing about Ace at this point in the last season, and they kind of hit a wall. So I think this next month or so is just super important for Secret maintaining themselves on that trajectory that they're on.
Absolutely. Definitely lining up to be the discovery of the season so far. But as you said, same with Ace last season, and the way that went is in the second half, it kind of was a bit of a Debbie Downer. They had some good stand-up performances.
It's not on him. I think the whole team just hit a wall. Gyro Wisp, by the way, this is still a thing. Everybody probably knows this by now, but if anything, I like the potential of the Gyro with 3 Wraith bands, and you build yourself a BKB, and all of a sudden, that BKB, a lot of the mitigation that you used to rely on, auras, attack speed slows, there were 36 different abilities that used to pierce spell immunity, and now in 7.20 do not. And that's a very big deal in terms of a hero like Gyro that can build one mid-tier damage item and a BKB, and he really feels online at that 20-25 minute window.
There's nothing to highlight here, which is the way that IO interacts with these Agi carries. Because of the difference between Agis and non-Agis, and because he takes the movement speed of the hero he tethers, he's going to be even more elusive than he used to be. Spirit Breaker coming out for the side of Secret. Enigma as well. Probably going to see the typical Yapsor experience at the moment, which was last time he played Enigma, jungle for 20 minutes. And, well, when he played at Cottle last game, jungle for 20 minutes. Well, not even 20. But we'll probably see that again.
Well, there's just this OD, man, has looked so bad in this patch. It's an interesting concept draft here by Secret, because you've got 2 extremely aggressive roaming supports. You're going to have some push behind that 3 position Enigma, and that's so dirty.
Yeah, this is really good against the OD, because I think looking at Secret, what they wanted to do here, it's not just because of the lane, it's the way they wanted to play it, because Yapsor's probably giving the jungle a lot, so he could be stacking the camps for mid one. Because OD, because of Splash, he's really good at taking camps now. So,
and by the way, look at who's playing. This is not what I thought we would see. This is a Kuro OD. This is a Kuro Underlord.
Yes.
And I'm not sure whether they're just going to keep the roles from the previous game, but yeah.
It's definitely not a hero that can be super effective as support, because the biggest issue, the biggest issue that Underlord has is a low base movement speed, so he's going to get less out of the boots and the windlace, whereas he's going to be against heroes that do move relatively fast, especially the Morphling and the Spirit Breaker.
Right. And it's just, I mean, the way Underlord works as a hero in the pro game, he needs to have that Pipe Crimson online by 25-ish minutes. It's what allows him to be in the middle of the fights, cleaning up these enemy heroes. you know, if he doesn't have those damage mitigation items, he is a strength hero, not much in the way of armor. He just goes down before that aura and that firestorm damage over time can really start to build up.
Now remember, Alan, everything's accelerate. You say 25 minutes, you probably mean 20.
Yeah, that's a fair point in this patch, and it's not only are the average match shorter, but it's just how quickly those objectives fall once you see a one fight on it.
All right, you cut a little bit, Alan. We caught what you said, but let's just restart the call because we've got the joke right at the start. All right, let's get Alan back in. I know you want to hear his numbers, his words, his wise old voice. All right, there we go.
Very good. Let's try this again.
Wonderful. Much better. So it's going to be interesting to see the way this is played. Matuma, now, he's this type of guy. The way that Liquid usually plays this is you draft the Broodmother instead of late, but this is I'm going to be up in your face. And with the new layout to the jungle, it's going to be interesting, very interesting to see how he plays around this mid lane. Because it used to be, if you were winning your lane, you preferred to be in Radiant side because you got behind the tower and just absorbed this entire area.
Right. Now, I think the rotations are a little different, but I think with the addition of the extra high ground, I think Brood is going to be very, very well protected as she farms that area.
Well, that's the thing. That's a fallback, right? You want to be in the Radiant, not in the Dire. That's the thing I'm thinking here.
Well, I think you can do both. That's the thing. I think on both sides of the river, right? I think it's going to be, you can basically, as Brood, I think if you do it right, you can control a lot of the right side of the map from pretty early on. As long as your two offlaners are doing well, I think you can bring a lot of pressure.
I think you're right. When I'm looking at it as well, because of the way that the jungle's laid out now, it kind of makes it easier for Brood to transition to the tier 2 in the bot. Oh, Mind Control got hooked in here. It's gonna be a lot of damage to the bashes. Puppy says there's trust in RNG. They won't be able to kill him, but they do a lot of damage to the Sand King.
Oops. What's that mean?
However, they didn't get the runes, so it's going to be 2 apiece.
Yeah, he's got a decent amount of regen. They should be okay in this lane.
Okay, I was a bit
Kurt's
concerned.
a little light on that though.
That was weird. I was like, wait, they forgot about the top bounty rune. The map UI is showing bounty runes still there. Did he get no? Because Pudge's bot. Where did it get hooked? They didn't get hooked. All right. Anyway, moving on. We are merely a crowd-funded game. So, where should we start? Should we look at this mid lane and how this is likely to play out?
Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty tough on the OD. He should be able to do okay the first couple waves, just to do what you just saw, banish the Brood and own the range creeps. So he's going to get off to a good start.
It's how it accelerates.
I think the Brood still takes over if his micro is good, though.
Yeah, especially with the XP is the fact you have to consider. In fairness, though, OD, because he now has that slash damage on his Arcane Orb, he can actually get rid of the spiders relatively effectively.
That's true. That's true. Whereas before, you really only had to worry about dodging the damage from the Astral. He does have a built-in splash now. It's a good point.
I'm intrigued to see how that's actually going to play out now, because I think this is the first time we've cast OD. I haven't seen really any of it so far in the games I've seen professionally.
Yeah, it's certainly the first time that I've seen this lane in the new patch.
It's only so often you can draft a Broodmother, but you know, if you watch enough Liquid games, it tends to appear a lot, very regularly.
And mid one's crushing, by the way.
He is 11-4, and then look at Matuma 2-0. And look at the pain.
Yeah, I mean, I expected the first couple waves to be advantage OD, but I don't necessarily know that I expected it to be this bad.
Pudge?
And yeah,
They got him? Yes, they have.
Oh.
So he's going to go down. I kind of like what they've done here, actually, with this, because they know that they're going to be up against melee cores, so you have Firestorm plus Sandstorm. You actually can't approach the wave.
Yeah. Now both those are pretty mana intensive, and so you're gonna see them have to figure out a regen solution. Maybe time here, but I mean, yeah, look at that zero armor on the Pudge, man. He takes so much damage just from right clicks.
They decided against trying to go for the Firestorm, is a little bit too tanky. But I think what I'm feeling might happen here is, are we gonna approach the secret logic to supports and offlaners? Just share the farm, get soul rings on both, then spam spells. I mean, Mango's going to do it for a bit.
I mean, you know, the thing about it is, I'm not sure that it's going to end up being relevant in the bottom lane, because I think you got to do something about this mid lane here.
Absolutely. Oh, hook. No,
That's a
I
nice.
can't get it.
He
almost got it, but the meter creep got in the way.
Had it.
This is the frustration of Dota, right, folks? Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's 5-on-5. No, it's not. You have to count the creeps because they're always working against you.
Yep.
I think you're right about this mid lane as well. The thing that I like observing mid one early on is when you saw him aggressing, he made sure he never used too many arcane orbs that he went below half mana, so that if he does get jumped by the spider army, he does enough damage still to just get rid of them.
Yep, it's about safety. It's also about just controlling the RNG just a little bit, getting those aura procs.
Well, here's the good thing for Matumba Man, because he's on the dire side, he has easy access to that jungle.
That's old OD. I'm gonna do that like a million times.
Yeah, so I went in a pub.
I'm gonna do that a million times, being like, what's happening to his mana?
Yeah, I went into a pub and I'd done this as well. Like, my thing is, I'd forgotten the changing on Arcane Orb. So I was like, why am I doing no damage? And I was like, more mana you've got, more damage you do. As in, more mana left in the pool.
Yeah, GH is going to be able to tether away, but taking a lot of damage from Nisha. Nisha's got to be a little bit careful here. That's a homing missile.
It won't No, they're going to kill. Ooh, that's
that
close.
Is close.
He'll be fine, though. The missile wasn't close enough to interrupt the TP. He'll make his escape. They almost had enough damage there, actually. They just had the balls at the ready. Sadly, GH did not have time to get them out.
Yeah, as it goes, though, that's decently efficient because it buys Yapsor a bit of time. He's going to be able to farm both these camps, and, Nisha's going to be back in lane. He might miss one wave.
He'll be fine about it, though, because at this rate, this mid game is all in the hands of mid one. He was building a sizable lead.
It's going to be interesting, right, because at some point, mid one is going to need to contest the jungle, and that's where he's going to open himself to these rotations by Liquid.
Absolutely.
Because Matumbaman is saying, all right, fine, you're giving me a hard time in lane, but I can farm incredibly efficiently and safely here.
And also, if you bring the right heroes, you can kill mid one pretty easily. For example, Sand King.
Absolutely, and the big thing in that calculus that you need to talk about is that mid one can't really take his tower when he goes and does this. That's one of the big weaknesses of OD as a hero. OD can farm the lane fine, but he can't really put tower damage on. Oh, in the top jungle, GH is going to go down.
Yapsor as well in return. Now Nisha's here alone.
This is the money matchup here. Nisha.
He'll be able to waveform away. He saves more than enough mana. Miracle will try and farm up the Eidolons though as GH arrives again. And double value gain because there is of course creep camp here.
Yeah, Nisha farming, falling behind in levels here. He's just hitting level 4 here, and that's the second time that he's had to back off to regen. This time he's able to use the shrine instead of the base.
And another big deal in that is that Miracle has just hit level 6. So with a little bit of mana, the cooldowns can come out. They can find kills. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, kills might happen here. Mind control. This is going to be a charge on him. Xylon HP, but doesn't care. Mid one arrives with the rotation off the back of the DD. And they find the core kill they were looking for.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Mid one really has to do that because he can't. And this is why I hate this hero. Like, I'll never pick this hero because he's just no threat to your tower, right? I mean, the Brood can do whatever he wants, but you have to be able to find something to make plays happen.
He's trying that right now. They see Matumba Man.
Shrine, this is
huge. They can do it with the DD though. Can they keep vision long enough? No, they cannot. Close, but no cigar.
Oh.
He might have got that with Sandy's clips. No, you wouldn't have. It's only 2 points in the Arcane Orb.
And it's that's actually sort of nice timing, right? They recognized that they'd probably gone and shrine up and activated the shrine early on, so they don't have to worry about fighting on an active shrine.
While that's happening, there's action everywhere else. As Zai falls, and then in reflection, Yapsor falls in the top lane to the combination of the Eye of Gyra. So a lot of blood being spilt in different lanes. And the focus, no matter what you look at, always comes back to this mid lane for Secret. It's like I said, mid one, what can he do? This isn't his typical Monkey King where he can be this type of hero that needs to go and find kills all the time but can do it quickly. He has to casually walk over.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that he's had such a huge advantage in the mid lane, but the net impact of all of that for Secret has been one bottom lane rotation that gets a not so important kill.
It will be interesting though because Liquid will
almost
eventually
get the hook on Miracle top here, but he's going to be fine.
Instead, Niche is being pressured pretty hard here. As is the constant story at the moment by the looks of it. So my man, he is just going to sit in the jungle as long as possible. He's going to go for the defusal first, which is a sure shout against mid one. But there is a concerning item being built on OD. And while that's happening, Zai in the top lane. Uh-oh, he'll hook through, but it won't matter. He'll be able to find him. Niche trying to fight up against this. Low on HP, gets stunned up, but does get the strength 4 off the time. Look at this, the rotation Poppy. He says, you want to be under the tier 2s? Fine, I'll leave you there. Miracle goes down, Silence Eclipse to ensure it. GH trying to escape, but there's the Maleficus. He isn't getting out here alive either. If you go with a gyro, you die with a gyro.
Yeah, that was really cute positioning by Nisha there as he backs off and he uses his adaptive strike to push Miracle toward his own tier tower, knowing that the backup there is coming in from the Spirit Breaker. It's just a really minor little sidestep there, but it's heady positioning.
Speaking of the Spirit Breaker,
not done.
Yep, he times the charge. Kuroki gets hooked back down to half HP already, but the turnaround's going to be there. They're charging up the epicenter. Sai's already used the hook and he's not level 6. They're going to keep on chasing. They should have the damage to actually finish this off, but they don't have any one charge on Kuroki. The charge through Poppy just saving the day time and time again as Sai runs for his life. He just should throw out the hook. He knows it's gone now, and they're just going to TP away. Kuroki says, thank you very much. See you later, former Master
Uber is here.
Good old Uber Lord. This is the true power of Underlord support. You just have to do that right. Nothing else matters.
All right, and mid one is finally setting up to damage a little bit this tier 1 tower, but then right on schedule, the Underlord TP's in, and that's one of the huge powers of Underlord. He is just such a fearsome defender of these tier 1 towers.
That's the thing. We used to see him as a core, and we often, when we see an Underlord, we'd see Rubik as a counter pick because he just steals the Firestorm, gets a lot of gold. This is a support having Firestorm. It's like no matter whether it's a Rubik or the actual Underlord itself, he's going to find gold, he's going to find XP, and he's going to shove well, but he might get shoved onto pretty hard here by mid one. Sadly, no Silence Eclipse, though, so he'll just steal a little bit of it and back away.
Well, it's funny, right? Because it is technically a support Underlord, but you look at what he's getting from the 2 bracers. You look at the 16 strength and 12% magic resistance that he's getting from the 2 bracers. He's decently tanky. That's 1500 HP.
It should, however, be pointed out that no matter how much magic resistance he does build, the biggest threat is always going to be mid one because, of course, that Arcane Orb, it did get changed, but the pure damage element is still the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing to be concerned about is, well, build what you want. The BKB is going to be the important thing, which Gyro will eventually get. It should be, yep, drums first. And actually, who's that? Who's got... Is that the completed defusal? I think Matumban's close, but not completed yet. Yeah, he still needs to get the robe of the Magi. Where's this Corey go? All right. That's... Going to their secret shop is brave when you know that there's an Enigma in that jungle all the time. But it'll be fun.
Oh, that's why OD's so bad. They screwed up the math. Level 4 Arcane Orb, there's no way it should cost that much.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. And now look at this. Speaking to the man himself, the Science Clip Chief, Nothing Poppy interrupted on the charge by the pit. And actually, they can take your tier 1 now. And I don't see any reason why they don't necessarily, but they're reluctant to commit. They know there's no rush for them. They do have the Gyro IO combo. Yes, you're up against an Enigma, but the way this plays out is there's going to be too many targets for Secret to focus on at this rate.
Yeah, I think you're right. Especially when the OD's down. Enigma, oof.
He needs the black hole.
This is not the level of farm that we're used to seeing from Yapzor. I mean, Arcane's Raindrop, ouch.
He had to. He felt pressured very early. Zai, the prowl here. They used to scan.
Secret should try to contest here. They know. All right, no.
Wow, no, that is beautiful from GH. See what he done there? We'll go into it in a moment because looking in the meantime, Underlord being jumped onto here. The pit down again. Puppy can never charge. He'll give the Never Strike, bounces across the Miracle. No, the black hole. They're going to go on to it. Can they do enough here? Miracle's still alive because they didn't catch GH. He's going to fight back and find another kill before falling himself. And now he says, okay, who's my new target? Master Kuroki. Run them down with that bonus 100 damage and smash into the face of Yapzor.
Oh my god, Yapzor. So close to being an all-time play there, but just a little bit too much outside of Liquid. They just have that level advantage, and with mid one going down so early into the fight, yikes. And Nisha is just, he's dipped.
And it should be pointed out, not just because of what he done with the tether there, but if it wasn't for what GH done at the start of that fight, that doesn't even end up in a scenario where Team Secret feel like that, because they can get a hook for it. He pulled the Ancient Camp out before leaving, and then Gyro left afterwards, which meant Zai had no valid hook target.
Yeah, it's almost like flak when you're talking about aircraft defending about missiles or chaff. Like, right, leave that behind you. interfere with the hook.
Oh no, they're coming around Kuroki. He says you thought you were fighting me, but instead I'll fight you. They actually used the Astral Imprisonment to protect here. As Zai was getting low, but man going back in, we'll be able to finish off a mid one. He has to keep on running. He's going to be chased onto. They're relocating. They're going to find him. OD, this is why your win rate is in the gutter right now. Maybe in another 20 minutes you're hurt and you can sustain that mana. But right now, this is looking grim.
Well, there's just no way. I mean, you look at him and he had a great laning phase. But the thing, like, what, 200 mana, 8 orbs, and he's And that's just... And now that your damage actually decreases as your mana pool decreases, I just don't think the math works out on this hero.
Yeah, I think there will be some tweaks. You mentioned the 200 cost, especially on the Arcane Orb.
I think level 4 Arcane needs to be like 150 at most. Or this hero is just going to... And the other... Again, part of it is also just the inherent problem of the hero. Like, OD is not a hero that can just go contest the enemy jungle by himself when his lane opponent just pieces out. And he can't pressure the tower. I
think the thing to look at is he's a single target focused hero. He's like a worse Slark right now, but especially seeing as the buff Slark got with Agi heroes being stronger and the permanent gains of Agi from kills. Where do you don't easily snowball? Is it constant snowball or you just fall off? Uh-oh.
They're really positioning themselves well around.
They feel desperate about this, and desperation is going to show here. Zai goes down mid one. He did actually activate the Equilibrium, so he's going to have to turn around a second because they're going to turn around on him. The stun through is going to be the cooldown as well. They leave OD behind. They say mid one.
Yikes.
I ain't backing that play. Something for everyone indeed. It's Liquid. Just look at the money on their team right now. All of them are richer than 4 members of Secret. At this rate, it'll be 5. At this rate, I'm going to end up clicking the button to check if I've got the sort order between teams or individual. It gets worse as well, because look, Timmerman, he's queued up the BKB now. You look at Gyrocopter, and he's gone for the Sanj and Yasha because he's not actually feeling threatened. But eventually, once he just doubles back for that BKB, Yamsor has to deliver everything to you.
Yeah, and I mean, Nisha is just nowhere near being ready to come in and contribute to the game. And without that, you're left with an OD who just is an underwhelming hero right now. I mean, Nisha's a level down on the MC Sand King. Ugh.
Oof. Well, speaking of that Sand King himself, he does have that blink. He is gonna he's gonna grab you by the gonads. I think it's the way to kind of look at it. You can't be coy about this, especially seeing as your big black holes we were talking about. Well, Yapsor, he went for that blink dagger. This isn't a BKB first, so he can't just try and walk in. I
was just thinking about that. I think the argument for blink here is obvious, but I think the BKB might have been right just as a Hail Mary item.
Mind control. Epicenter got channeled in time. No, they're going to try and turn around on him, but he's so damn tanky. They arrive now. The cooldown's coming in. They need him away. Stanley slips on the back foot for mid one. He's been found alone. The black hole from Yapsor, but the Astral's been used. OD's not there to do the damage. Kuroki's going to live long enough. They'll turn around to mid one as well. They'll finally drop the Underlord, but they pay the price as Nisha is the only one left alive on the side of Secret.
Well, and he's just getting ignored in these fights. Like, he joins a little bit late, and he's just like, okay, I'll right-click a few people, but what's he really going to do?
Cute steal from him, by the way, because he did get the Sandstorm, of course. That's one thing. This is kind of the beauty when you get these changes and Morphling gets picked, is you get to see the interactions like that. But he couldn't use it aggressively. It's literally just, thank God they don't have detection because they have no reasons to have it right now. Look at this. Roche will be finished off. That DD now running out.
With a DD.
That was hidden a little bit there, but yes, it was indeed there for Miracle.
Yeah, there are a couple of the graphics in the new patch that need to be fixed. Like, I think Chen's new thing looks exactly like Empower.
I think one thing really I want to see, especially with runes, is I've kind of played about this for a while because of some of the aura effects and whatever. It'd be nice to just have like an icon above a person's head when they have a rune effect.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would very much agree with that. Especially with like all the stuff coming out from all the particle effects coming out from cosmetics now. That thing I think needs to be much more clearly differentiated. Yapsor is
they immediately jump on him like sharks on innocent people in the water. Now they jump in even deeper. Mid one's been seen. He will use the Astral Mind Control. Just going to back away though. Mid one, he's almost dead. But Superman says, I smell blood. Let's go. He is definitely the shark here. Waveform away. They didn't want to play. They lose another one. As Zai goes down, they're going to move in. Looking on a Morphling. Nisha going to start to morph up in his strength here. And Kuroki, you need to cancel that. Your team doesn't need to leave. You actually says, okay, we're going to go in deeper. We'll go for it. Nisha goes down. Puppy, they just dive the fountain and wipe the team. And they still haven't got tier 2s. This is the important part. The ping just came out. Oh my god, they're still going. The Absol. Buyback from Zai, but buyback from Mind Control as well. So you can go down the fountain.
I mean, Miracle was he was pissed. You know, last match, he didn't get to kill anybody, his techies, after he got his items. He's like, okay.
I want a hero that I can go split push with, but then get involved in the fight. Unlike techies, you pick a gyro with an IO, you can go wherever you want. You can do whatever you want, my child.
Yeah, and really, the kind of thrust of this game for me was that this OD hero has issues. I mean, he needs that mana cost on the Arcane Orb. I think needs to be rebalanced a bit, and there needs to be something, whether it be a build, maybe a slight buff to some of his stat gain that allows him to threaten structures a little bit, because it just feels like he gets off to that big. He gets off that big starting lane, but so many of the cores that are going to be against him nowadays are going to be able to dip back into that jungle. And I mean, there's really nothing that the OD can do aside from continuing to hit creeps.
Most definitely. And the more I look at it, the more I look at OD, I think it would have been more fitting from a chance of him never winning the bet. And also just fits the guy. Owen, the challenge shouldn't have been to get to, like, what was it, 5k or so with Faceless Void only. It should have been with our Devourer, because that's never going to go and happen based on what we just saw in that game.
No, I mean, come on now. This is Owen. He's going to build like 5 Battle Furies on every hero. That's even worse on OD than it is on Void. I mean, poor Fog, I think, would just immediately commit seppuku. So let's calm down with that one.
Well, as a result of that game, though, we are going to be going to a game 3. Number 2 wasn't as clowny as number 1, but it's going to be interesting to see. Are we going to get super serious drafts from both sides? Because I'm not saying Secrets wasn't serious, but we said coming in this, we're going to see experimental things from both teams regardless. And the OD experiment definitely failed.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that's why I love watching this kind of Dota. You know, yeah, fine, the teams might not be tryharding, but you still learn a heck of a lot about how these heroes functions and how just the tempo of the game is going to continue to evolve throughout this patch. And you really see in these games just how quickly good teams can take any kind of advantage and convert it into huge levels of map control.
And I am excited for game 3, but we're going to have to wait a few minutes. There's going to be a short break again, as there usually is between these games. So teams can sit down, reflect, and probably puppy go, I don't know why we picked OD. But game 3 on the way. A few minutes time. Be back here. Get yourself a drink. You don't want popcorn as well, actually. This is entertainment at this point, folks. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you in a few minutes.